Namaskaram. Welcome to my channel, BPK Nutrition, Mind Body Healing with Pushpa. I'm Pushpa Soundarajan, registered dietitian, Ayurvedic practitioner, and a certified yoga teacher. In today's episode, I'm going to be covering Niyama number 4, which is Swadhyaya. Swa means self, so self-knowledge through the study of scriptures, and I will be sharing some practical tips to how to do that. So stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about Niyama number 4, Swadhyaya. We've already covered the first 3, and I will put the link in the description. In Swadhyaya, the word itself is a Sanskrit word split into Swa and Adhyaya. Swa means the self, and Adhyaya can be translated as knowledge, study, or enquiry. So enquiry into the self, and who are you? That kind of enquiry I'm talking about. So again, Swadhyaya is the study of scriptures to understand that self or go deeper within. So again, we have been told that we are not the body, the mind, the intellect, or the inherent tendencies and desires that we have. We are much more than that. Now again, how do we know that? How do we understand that? We are much more than that. But to understand that, we need some kind of a knowledge that is given to us by the yogis or the seers or ancient rishis. So, and there is a peaceful Atma within, which is connected to the divinity itself. So that is who we want to reach when we move inwards in yoga. Now, the yogis of the ancient times were able to reach this higher state of samadhi or liberation from the modifications of the body, mind, and intellect. And they were able to transcend all of this to reach that state of bliss. However, we struggle even with the smallest things in life. We live in a material world doing the mundane things, and of course, whether it is going to work or having a business or doing some scientific discoveries or dealing with relationships, so many little things that we do in life. So we get so caught up in that, and that we forget to even ask ourselves who we are. And again, when we can reach that peaceful Atma within, you really will be much better equipped to deal with all of these pinpricks of life. And that is what Swadhyaya is getting that knowledge. Now, how do we go about doing that? That is what I'm going to be sharing with you today. I'm going to give you about 4 or 5 tips about that. Again, using my emoji to do that. So stay tuned. Number 1, start with the study of scriptures, such as Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and so many other scriptures out there. And of course, choose whatever scriptures entices you based on the religion you were born into, because ultimately all religions lead us down the right path towards self-knowledge. Number 2, acquiring knowledge from the scriptures is very easy to do if you are interested in that direction. However, assimilating the knowledge and making it part of yourself and as a virtue within is more difficult. And there are steps given to us by our ancient seers how to go about doing that. Those steps are Shravanam, Mananam, and Nididhyasanam. First one is Shravanam. Shravanam means listening. So listening to scriptures, whether in the form of discourses, and of course with a modern generation, there's so much of YouTube videos by a lot of acharyas, gurus out there. And so whoever speaks to you and makes you understand this knowledge, go listen to some of those scriptures. And of course, you can also listen to your own self when you're reading these scriptures and learn from that as well. Second step is Mananam. So once you acquire this knowledge, we need to absorb it, retain it, and churn it into our mind so we get a better understanding of this and so that we can apply it in our own life. The third step is, of course, Nididhyasanam, meaning you sit down and meditate upon this knowledge that you got, contemplate about it, and try to imbibe it into yourself. So next time you have a challenging situation that arises, you can actually apply this knowledge and see if that works for you and how you can help yourself. Number 3, japa or chanting of mantras, mentally of course, Once you get some kind of a focus in meditation using these mantras, then it is easier to go inward and contemplate and make that inward journey successful. Now, again, the mantra should be something pointed towards divinity and not just some random word. Number 4, consistency in daily life is very important. That is what is going to lead you to yoga, that is yoking together mind, body, and spirit in order to be connected with your inner divinity at all times. Number 5, we all need nutrition for the soul. Nutrition for the body is food. Nutrition for the mind is what we take in through the senses. And nutrition for the soul is self-knowledge. So practice at least for half an hour a day studying the scriptures and make this a habit for life. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. As we all know, yoga is the union with this higher consciousness, the divinity itself, and that kind of a spiritual goal is very difficult to attain by normal people like us, but we have to start somewhere. So Swadhyaya is a great step to acquire that kind of a knowledge to help us in that direction. Again, why do we need to do this? Because if you can build up your spiritual stamina, you will have the energy and the strength mentally and physically to weather any kind of storms that come into our life. So we are in the middle of a pandemic right now, and a lot of people are having so many issues, and also mentally anxiety and depression. We hear so much of that around us. Now again, the more and more we get in tune with our spiritual self, the much stronger, more empowered you're going to feel. And that is why this is very important. So for this week, try to practice having a habit of about half an hour of self-study every day. And just try how that feels. Again, you can do it early in the morning when you're fresh, if you're a morning person, or you can do it at the end of the day as kind of a relaxation before you go to bed. A lot of times when you read about something, before you go to bed, you actually wake up with that in the morning. You can churn that thought in your mind when you're asleep. So really it sinks in even better. So either way, try to do it this week. No matter what your schedule is like, just make that habit of half an hour to do this, and you are going to see humongous results over a period of time. So have a wonderful week ahead, and I will see you next week. Thank you everyone for joining me. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please like it, subscribe, and share this video with others who might be benefited. Have a wonderful week ahead, and see you next week.